It is so exciting for me to be here. I've waited a long time to do this show, and I'm so excited for you all to join me for my very first time. I am Renee Johnson. I am with Full Circle Wellness. I talk mind, body, spirit. It's truth and all things healing. This is a place to feel safe and comfortable. I do take callers at other shows, and it would be wonderful for you to call in with any questions, or if you have I don't know, suggestions even, we are all in this together. And I'm just really excited to be here. So thank you for that. So what I'd like to talk about tonight is what's the dearest to my heart is mind, body, spirit. You know, we all talk about our bodies and how we look and our appearance and, how we dress and this sort of thing. And it's interesting to me that oftentimes people don't really talk about their spirit, about their gifts and what we've been given. We've all came in, I believe, in whole spirit beings, and being the beautiful people that we are, we come in and we have, I believe, a certain path that we've agreed to. Maybe some people call it a soul contract, and we have these beautiful messages to bring. And then as we start to live in this energy on this planet, things happen to us. We get affected and infected by forms of chemicals. We have personal challenges. We have, we have families that we come into that don't understand us. We oftentimes have accidents that lead to physical injury. And as we kind of move through life and we smile on the outside, on the inside, something's just not right. And what I notice is more and more people are struggling and less people want to talk about it. And I think it's so important that we all know that we're not in this alone. We've all got each other all the time. There's always someone there that loves us. A lot of times maybe we don't, have them right there on the telephone with us, and they're not answering the phone in the moment, and we feel or just, disconnected. And you get quiet and you go to that place inside, you realize that there's a spirit that you carry within yourself. And that spirit is what we think from. In my tradition, I call that God. Other people have different names. I have guides and angels. I'm very intuitive. I am an empath, so I feel greatly for other people, good and bad. It doesn't seem to matter. And what I've noticed as I've gotten older is that if I can take time and say a prayer or just get centered and go within myself, I can almost always find that sense of peace. And that's whether it's mind, body, or spirit. If I hurt my ankle and I get centered, I get still, I can bring my pain down. I do hands-on healing, distant healing, Reiki, quantum touch. And it's phenomenal because it's so connected to this web that we're all part of. So this healing that, I'm sending to my ankle is also going to my neighbor, my dogs, and the plants, and we're all interconnected, so it's all being shared. And when I get to that place, I really feel that connection, that deep connection to source at a level that I realize that I'm just a little part, a little God spark, that is this phenomenal energy, this incredible energy. And when I feel that, not only do I feel special, I feel safer, I feel more confident, I feel that pretty much I can do anything, because I can do all things, through the one who strengthens me. And it's so important for me to start my first show with this message. I just want everyone to know that I love you and I'm here for you. And I would love to take your calls anytime you want to call me. You can reach out to me privately on my other numbers or my email or my website or whatever, however you want to. And just to let you know that, I'm here and I'm listening. And I care. I really do care. And, when we get to that spiritual center, what we seem to find is also that mental connection, and when we get to that mind connection, then it just intensifies the spiritual connection. Well, once we get there, we can really tune in and use our intelligence, let's call it, the what we've gone to school for, what we've researched, all these things we've learned, and we can connect that with the spirit. So we're getting information from up high, right? And we're getting information from in here where we've studied our books and gone to school or whatever we've done, And for me, there's, it doesn't matter what your degree is, you have your life's universal, right? So it brings us into that physical. And I know that there are hundreds of thousands, millions of people maybe on this planet that are, definitely millions of people that are suffering with some form of physical illness. And, or physical challenges, I shouldn't say illness, challenges. And everyone's maybe at a different level. Some people just don't feel well. They're just tired all the time. There's people who have really serious medical challenges that they're being treated for. There's people who aren't being treated because they don't want to go the medical route. So, those people are probably, a lot of you that are listening to me might be out there stumbling around looking for answers. When you're reading the books, you're watching the videos, you're talking to doctors, you're hopefully getting tests done and getting diagnoses done because it's so important. But you're confused and, and stumbling and probably worried, And speaking from my personal background, I had lead poisoning as an infant. I had chemical poisoning as a toddler. As a young child, I was injured numerous times. I've had just about every childhood illness, been diagnosed with about 5 different major illnesses, which I haven't died from yet. I seem to have consistently, my guides and God send me away, get the information that I need to get me to that next level of healing. And what I've learned is most of everything I've been diagnosed with comes from toxicities. It's from heavy metals. It's from pesticides. I had a lot of exposure to Roundup in my younger years. We used to run behind the mosquito trucks in the 70s. If you can imagine the kids playing in mosquito fog. And we'd get very sick and no one knew why. The food that we eat, the air that we breathe, dear Lord, the stress of, wondering which country is going to attack who next and what's going on with the kids in the world and the food in our world. And, if you're looking for a reason, they call it an excuse, but if you're looking for a reason to not feel well, you have dozens, hundreds of. But what I've learned is just in the last 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, we've been given all these labels, these diagnoses and these labels for different illnesses, diseases. And, I'm not a doctor, don't confuse that at all. I don't have medical training, but I do have a lot of training in regenerative detoxification, herbology. I'm certified 3 times in herbology. I grow, use, make medicines. I haven't had an antibiotic in over 30 years. So, I have a little bit of experience, and a lot of knowledge. And what I'm finding is the better I detox, the healthier I get. The more I stay connected to spirit and I stay connected to God and I use my innate wisdom and my intelligence, and then I bring that into the physical challenges that I have, what is happening for me is I'm just getting stronger and healthier. And it's so exciting. I can't even express the gratitude I have. Just a few years ago, I was in really terrible shape, and I was at a crossroads where I was praying and asking, what do I do? Where do I go? And what I was told in spirit is it's time to share your truths with all those that are willing to listen and that are willing to come forth and join. So I'm putting out a decree to ask and to state that healing is totally possible. To live in joy is our God-given right. To be abundant and prosperous and just joyful is what we came here to, you know. And I'd like to ask for those of you that are ready, and you're really ready, because this isn't easy, to join me in this journey, you know, and let's give it, let's say for the next 6 weeks on Wednesday nights, let's get together. I'll give you more and more information, and I'll give you suggestions that I really hope everyone follows. And if you agree to this little pact of mine, then you have to follow it because you're making a commitment, right, to yourself, to the community, and to me, and to Spirit, of course. And, you know, let's see where this takes us. If you're ready, you know, if you're ready, I'm ready. So I've been detoxing for on and off about 3.5, 4 years in different levels, and I'm ready to go to that next step. And I'd love to take you there with me. So if you got body pain, you're not sleeping, you know, like your blood, you're getting having fevers, chills, headaches, all these different things. Let's do some stuff together and let me share some wisdom with you about some plants, some food, some dietary changes. And I think you're going to be amazed at how truly simple it is. You know, to get in the groove is kind of tough, but once you get there, it's really, it's very easy actually, and it's not horribly expensive to do these protocols. So join me and let's just, you know, let's just go with it and let's see where we come out in 6 weeks, you know, and, you know, get you a journal and start writing down the things that I'll share each Wednesday. And just know that, you know, we're going to walk this path together. And as we do, we're just going to get healthier and stronger and closer. And we're going to have a retreat at the end of this year. And I'd love everybody to come. Everybody that's successful and is packed and, you know, that just wants to go to the next level, have a little bit of fun in between, then, you know, come here, come to Tennessee and join us at Home and Lake. And let's just have a great time. You know, I think it's going to be wonderful. So, saying all that, I would like to just take a minute, take a breath, and as you take that breath, just imagine yourself like a beautiful feather slowly coming down from above, just drifting down, slowly coming down. Just allow yourself to it's been a long day, it's a beautiful day, a lot accomplished today. Now just allow yourself to just turn on for a minute, close your eyes, feel your breath, breathe, and slowly, exhale. Just exhale. You just sit there with your eyes closed, very comfortable. Just imagine yourself in a beautiful place. Just notice where you feel here, where you're taking it out. Just letting yourself go more deeply. Just allow yourself to be present in this moment, knowing that everything that you're searching for, knowing that you're beautiful, beautiful childhood feeling, knowing that you're divinely loved, that your guides want nothing more, your angels want nothing more than to be with you. So, for those people that you're concerned about and worried about, just call on angels now and ask for their guidance, protection, and guidance. That's it. That's right. Just Just imagine the beautiful that light from above coming down, 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 all the way through, right through the center of your being, as it comes down further, just calm, relaxing, peaceful. Just feel that in a deep relaxation. As you're in the space, allowing the color that comes to you to be welcome you. And just notice the shades and the colors. Just allow yourself to start to come back into the being, bringing in awareness and relaxation. And just remember, you're never alone. Reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you, get to know you better. You can find me on my contact list at fullcirclewellness@gmail.com. Renee Johnson on Facebook, Full Circle Wellness. Full Circle Wellness Facebook page. Thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for your love. Keep shining your light. And just know that we're all here, we're all in this together. We're going to just make it through, and we're going as good as God it's going to be, and it has been. So thank you again, and I'll see you all next time. Stay well, stay strong, and if you need me, you know where to find me, right? Thank you.